Happy Thanksgiving, Bob Fraley. How are you, my man?
Happy Thanksgiving to you, Jay Stockwell. It is.
Are you ready? Are you prepped? Are you organized like I am? I've got the turkeys prepped and the ham prepped.
So you sent out a menu. I'm like, flying cow or whatever it was on the menu. I was like, holy cow, there's like a plan for this Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We are polar opposite ends of the Thanksgiving celebration. You have a house full of people. I have a house of no one except for Leslie and I. We are alone on this Thanksgiving.
Including the baby. Did you see the baby picture? Oh my God.
The baby's got a Stockwell head. That's for sure. Poor thing.
Baby is basically a mini me, you know?
Yeah. Great.
So,
thank you, world, for unleashing that whirling dervish onto the planet.
Yeah. His name is Callahan.
Callahan.
He lives in Denver, and so he's a Western cowboy. My man.
There you go. Yeah, the Stockwell Cowboys, from a long line of Stockwell Cowboys. I'm not buying his cowboy at all. But hey, I'm so happy for you that you get your whole family there. There's a lot to be thankful for this Thanksgiving. Number one,
yes,
on our list is our families. Number two,
our dogs.
We're going bowling.
We are going bowling.
Your dog is part of your family. I see more pictures of your dog than I do of your entire family.
Well,
hey, here's Mondale. Oh, here's Mondale. Look at that. There's a kid. Here's Mondale. There's
Mondale and I have a special bond.
That's really not the kind of thing you want to say in public, but that's okay.
So when Dad can't get any attention from anybody, he relies on Mondale was always there.
As long as you have a snack, Mondale's right there.
Yeah, exactly. He ate a loaf of bread this morning, so he left a loaf of bread out.
You're gonna take down all the sandwich to eat at lunch, and then take down some pickles for dinner.
What's amazing is he's mastered the art of getting it out of the bread bag, somehow. Bites through it, tears it apart,
That's a skill. Does that mean if when he eats the plastic too, that when he poops, it comes already pre-wrapped in a poop bag? That would be awesome.
Here's the worst one. So when you do like the microwave bacon that has the four things, right? The 4 pieces of bacon, right?
Yeah.
He'll go in the garbage if you leave the door open on the garbage. He'll fish that out, and he'll eat the little napkin that's in there that absorbs the grease because the grease tastes so good.
He sounds like Nebraska before the Nebraska offense before Dan Holgerson, because there was no discipline. No discipline.
It's a very good analogy. Mondale is Nebraska offense for previous 4 games.
That's right.
So,
and give him a couple of weeks with the new OC. He'll be doing live before you know it. Back and forth.
So we got a night game. That's unusual. Normally the Thanksgiving thing is like right after like lunch, 11 o'clock.
Friday night lights, didn't they switch it a couple of years ago, something like that? So it was at night.
Yeah, you might be right about that. I don't know.
It's amazing how a movie changes the whole scope of football. It's like Friday Night Lights, this movie. I had no idea that they play football on Friday nights because I'm from Massachusetts originally, and they play on Saturday afternoon. And so now Friday Night Lights is the thing. Like, I don't get it. Your kids should be like studying and stuff like that. But anyway, that's just me.
So what's interesting about this week is like, there's like, where's Uncle Bob and Aunt Leslie? Where's Uncle Bob and Aunt Leslie? I got it from Jacob, George, and I'm like, well, aren't they flying out here? And I'm like, well, they just went there and they got the dogs out there and blah, blah, blah. So
yeah, if we had known that our calendar was going to be what it was, we probably should have stayed and watched the game together and watched George lose his mind one last time this season.
He had a very good basketball practice this morning. So
good.
So they had a 9 a.m. basketball schools out today, and they ran some 5-on-5. And he said in the first game he came in, he was like the last guy in, and put 3 3-pointers in a row and won the game for the team.
Yeah, immediately put it up. He is the black hole of Edina. Basketballs come in, but they never come out.
If he's touching the ball, it's going up.
He's open. He's open from the minute he walks in the gym. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure our listeners are thrilled to hear about our families over Thanksgiving. on our football podcast. Once again, we have lost the con.
All right, so let's talk about the statistical advantage that Iowa has over Nebraska and the 4
Let's
points.
talk about one thing that's not in the statistical advantage.
Yeah.
Iowa corn is the leading ingredient in high fructose corn syrup. And, that's not good for America. Whereas Nebraska corn is the leading ingredient in ethanol, which is better for America than high fructose corn syrup. What's your take on the stats for IOE versus the good guys of Nebraska?
13th ranked rushing offense. Okay. So I think I like our ability to defend that because if you remember back to Ohio State, we held them to like 68 yards.
Yep.
And so Tony White knows how to load up the box. Their passing offense is ranked 128th, and therefore their total offense is 101.
Yep.
We're much better. We're only 95, but they're a running team for sure, right? And then their total defense is also pretty good at 17. We're 35. So there's definitely a statistical advantage for Iowa in this game. And you've seen a couple times they put up 40 points or more this season. But, as we all know, last weekend against Wisconsin, Nebraska came out and dropped 44. No one was calling that. And it seems like, Holgerson has come in and just narrowed the playbook to, things that work and kind of got the team, focused on making individual plays. Like Emmet Johnson's like a new man somehow. The wide receivers all of a sudden blocking. The linemen are doing better. So I think he's just kind of simplified the game and brought a little swagger to it. And so I'm not sure these stats make really matter that much because I think we're talking about a different team.
Here's the thing about stats, Stockwell. You should know this by now. The N is too small. The number of observations does not reign of statistical significance.
Yes.
So it's a guidepost more than anything else. And the guidepost is this. Doesn't matter what the stats say. It comes down to one thing. Who executes better and who wants it more? My take is I think now that the pressure is off of Nebraska because they're bowl eligible, even if it is Duke's Mayo Bowl, that they're going to come out firing. They're going to come out. They're going to light it up. It's going to be a track meet this game.
I hope
high scoring. I mean, unless a snowstorm blows in, then all bets are off. But
you know the over-under? What's the over-under?
The over-under is 39.5.
Oh, then we're going to blow over that.
They're going to go over. And Iowa's the favorite, 3.5 points. Although that line is shrinking. So listen. I love the under when it comes to Nebraska, but after what I saw last week, they're going to beat the overall by themselves this week.
Yeah. So I'm going to come out with a pretty aggressive. Let's say Nebraska 35, Iowa 21.
Okay.
There you go.
35-20. I think it's going to be 42-32, Nebraska.
Yeah, both taking the over. Those are very similar.
Let's go. Nebraska's going to cover because they're going to win the game outright, and they're going to go over. At least, talk about lack of statistical significance. We see one game, and all of a sudden we're predicting they're going to score 400 points. It's like, who knows? But listen, this is what you do. This is what you do. You put it out there. If you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Like last week, we were right in that they won the game, even though people thought we were wrong. But we were wrong in that they didn't take the under at all. We thought it was going to be a rock fight, and it was not. So I think the same thing is going to happen this week. That's my prediction.
I watched our new friend Adam Carricker's Carricker Chronicles prediction show.
Yep.
And I had mentioned to him when I was talking to him that I thought it was really cute when he brought his kids on.
Did they all pick Nebraska?
No, 2 of them picked Iowa. But then he threatened that he would take away their Christmas presents, and they all changed. So
that's good parenting right there. That's how you do it. If you're a parent and you can't outsmart a 5-year-old, then you really need to think about your life. It's like,
all right. So what do we have to be thankful for, Bob Frady?
Well, besides each other, you mean? In the fifth most popular Nebraska football podcast, in our minds.
I think we might be creeping up there somehow. I don't know.
I have no idea. Who knows?
Yeah.
You're the one who keeps track of that.
Everyone knows that we combined on the pregame and the postgame, we spend less than an hour a week on our show, and it literally gets produced in the Philippines. So
there you go.
This is a high energy, high intent, low effort podcast.
As Nick Saban once said, I believe it was Nick Saban, he goes, everybody wants to win, but not everybody wants to do the work to win.
60s and windy. That's our forecast for this podcast.
60s and windy. We should change the name of the podcast to 60s and windy. Welcome to 60s and windy, featuring It's Talk All About Brady. I am thankful for my family. All three of our kids, my wonderful wife who puts up with this nonsense, and, my brothers and sisters who are still with us. All of them. Thankful for all of them.
There's a little bit of an LTL Betsy separation anxiety going on right now.
Jeez, those two text more than freaking teenagers. They're like, oh, I was thinking about you. Go to Holgerson and you're not there. It's Saturdays. So there's a big separation going on. That's okay.
And they don't even have the podcast where they can get back together and talk,
Yeah, exactly. Imagine if they did. Oh my God, it'd be like 3 hours long. So
it'd be the podcast about nothing.
The podcast about feelings and home goods. So, and you know what? God bless her. Because without her, I'd be eating pickles from a jar for Thanksgiving dinner. Be all drunk on my couch, like, oh, damn lions, eating a pickle.
So when I texted you earlier and said I got sent to what's the name of the place? The floral place, the outdoor,
shopping. You just said shopping.
Yeah. And I was supposed to get a table runner with like these greens and candles and sort of,
wouldn't a table runner be like wheels that you put on your tables so it can run around the room?
That was sort of something like this, like a centerpiece for the table.
Oh, it runs down the middle of the table. Yeah, I have to. Yeah. You sent me to someplace for a table runner, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. So
tables don't run.
Send me to Sunnyside, which has a store, but it's also got all the greenery stuff, right? So I get over there and I buy the greenery for the middle. I buy some pine cones. I buy 3 candles that are red, and I look down at the receipt when I get done. It's $240.
Oh yeah,
for the table decoration.
Yeah, someone wants to buy a table decoration at Thanksgiving. Yeah, that price isn't going up anytime soon. Sure. I studied economics. Even N has that knowledge that, Thanksgiving things get more expensive at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, yeah. But we've been economizing on like the family dinners because everybody wants to be home with the baby, right? And so we had dinner last night from the club, and then tonight we had Mothership Pizza, which was very good.
How is that place? How is that?
Very, very good. Very good.
Better than Boluto?
Yeah, I would say it actually trumps Lola. Boluto's a different style, Argentinian. So Boluto's, very, very good in its own right. But
because for those of you who aren't from this area, you can get Boluto pizza, and it comes in a box. And the way it's made, you can take it down by yourself and not feel totally bad about eating an entire pizza. But you can just flip the lid.
It's a parallelogram shape.
Even I could take down a whole box of this pizza, and it's like, I am not giving this pizza box up to anybody. I was like, I hope you don't like it because I'm going to eat the whole thing.
The crust tastes a little bit like cake, almost, but pizza on top. Anyway, it was quite good. So, but it's just the vibe in the house with all the kids and the baby and is pretty darn good. So
yeah, I bet. You tell them all. I said hello, Aunt Leslie and Uncle Bob. Say hello, give them a big hug. And that's, I'm thankful for the Stockwell family. Stockwell family has welcomed us with open arms to Edina. And we've responded by keeping all the snow out of Minneapolis for the last year. So all of my hot air is cast as smelt.
Mondale and I need to go over and have a house inspection tour of the
You should go take a look at it. Just make sure everything's working okay. Just remember, there's no ice over there right now, so you got to bring your own ice. I am also thankful for the University of Nebraska because they have welcomed me with open arms and been a very enthusiastic supporter, not only of this podcast, but of Bob Frady personally. I got to judge a pitch event at the university. And maybe it's because, we donated a couple of bucks, but I don't think so. I think it's because they're nice people and I like talking to them and they like talking to me. So I'm very thankful for that. How about you, Jay Stockwell? What are you thankful for?
You know what? What I'm thankful for is I think we have our own sort of branded Yelp.
You know what? I'm thankful I have a friend whose head is as big as mine because then it doesn't make me look like an oaf when I walk into the room. It looks like two oafs walk into a room.
And I have hair for both of us, so there we go.
We're like Shrek and Donkey.
So we're going to give a special Thanksgiving ending here with the Yeehaw and the Go Big Red. All right, so you have to do both.
Hold on a second. You didn't say what you were thankful for. You just talked about.
Sorry. Oh, of course. I'm Bob Frady. We've been friends for 20 years. Thankful for my friendship for more than 20 years now, right?
Is it more than 20 years? Yeah.
Obviously, both of us outkicked our coverage on our second marriages. Thank God.
Oh yeah, it's a massive upgrade.
It's best moves we ever made. Period.
Yeah.
The kids, the children, the dog, and now the grandson Callahan. So there's just a lot to be thankful for, and I'm thankful for whatever small contribution we make to the Nebraska fan base with our story here at SMQ. It's been a lot of fun. We love our guests. Last year, Vince Ferragamo, Tom Osborne, Tim Miles. We had Coach Miles again, Des Moines Adams. And just last week, we had Adam Carricker, who's just an absolute gem.
Don't forget Dean Caffey.
Oh, of course. The dean of the business school, and Amy Cloughcorn, and Cameron Andreessen, and just the whole crew down there at Nebraska. And Tyler Kai, who's, is a little elusive sometimes. You got to pin him down.
His nickname is Wind Tunnel, as I told him, build a wind tunnel in there.
Two words, Tyler Kai. Troy Dannon. You got 2 podcasts left to get us Troy Dannon. We're coming after you.
We're gonna have a postseason podcast. How about that?
I think we might have to pay more for that, Bob. I'm not sure our contract covered that with our developers.
Probably not. We pay more every week. Just listen. We ain't doing this for the money, people. It's like Dell.
No, we stroke a check for the right to do this. So
yeah. There's leisure time, Leslie, in the background there.
LTL. Well,
LTL.
But hold on, I get you. Oh, see, there's Mrs. Stockwell right there in the back.
There she is. Okay, hold on a second. Now we gotta go over here. Jay Stockwell was here that day. Yes, he was. There she is.
That's what
I had dark hair.
That's what we're the most thankful for, Bob Frady. That right there.
Oh, no doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah. All right, my brother. All right, so here's the special send-off. All right, I'm going to do the Yeehaw and the Go Big Red, and you follow suit, okay?
Mama, la, la, la. I'm warming up. La, 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 la.
Yeehaw! Go Big Red!
Go Big Red!
No, give me your Yeehaw, dude. You got to do your Yeehaw.
Oh, I got to do a Yeehaw? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeehaw. Go Big Red.
All right.
That was my election night. Yeah, hold on. Ready?
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, that's good. That's good. See, that's our signature now.